Well, hello everyone. Hello, my darlings, and welcome to Wednesdays with Wallis Psychic Medium. Boy, have I got a show for you today. They've been rattling on these last few days, and I'm going to try and get in to the space between us and share what has been coming and what's been going on, other things that I've been personally listening to and that have resonated with me. And out of that is things that have, germinated and come along. And so today's show, darlings, is the war is here. Ooh, it's a bit ominous, isn't it? And it is in a way, but I'm going to try and bring it to you in ways that are, as usual, positive, uplifting. But I think that what I'm going to say to you today is absolutely necessary, and it's been given to me. And in fact, I'm going to be doing a little small talk soon. I do like to do some public speaking and things. This particular one is to in Melbourne here at a big Buddhist event. Not that I'm a Buddhist, but I have been asked to speak at this for a few minutes, not a long one. But I've been trying to think about, this whole, what's going on in the world, all the stuff that's going on, Ukraine, bloody Middle East, everywhere, isn't it? I mean, we're living in, bloody turmoil at the moment. I mean, I must all feel at times like we're, chooks running around without, blasting heads cut off. And I do feel like that at times. So if you're feeling like that as well, I can totally understand. So, but having said that, the war is here, but changing the world within us and not looking to try and solve all those problems and solve all that's going on around us. Does that make sense? I hope it will when I get to it. Now, a bit of sinus stuff going on today, darlings. Now, what I'm going to do, and I will be looking at my notes. Oh, that's made a big picture. I don't know how I got that. But anyway, that's a good picture, isn't it? That's a biggie. Don't even know how I did it, loves. But anyway, so gorgeous. That's a big picky. Not sure how I got there. Okay, so what I do want to talk about. Okay, first thing I want to do is I want to give my shout out. As I said, I do look at your comments. I do read them, even some of the ones that are a bit, political and odd and strange. I don't get into that. I'm just simply not interested. But I do read them. I read what you write and I read what concerns you and what you're about, because we're all different. We all have our own opinion about things. I've been shuffling the cards while I'm talking to you. So, but anyway, the shout out today is to Sandra. And so, Sandra, I'm giving you a shout out, a hello. And Earth Mama, I'm giving you a shout out and a hello. Gail Rose, Christy Cunningham, thank you, darlings. I'm giving you a shout out, as well as Mandy in the UK. Thank you, Mandy, for writing such a lovely, glowing feedback on the reading I did with you, which is, it's all simple and easy because, it's just what comes and what's given to me. Pardon me. And Kathy Stedman, thank you, Kathy, for your comments. I do so love all your comments. I mean, without your comments and without the things that you say to me and the things that you do, I'm nobody. I'm who am I? I mean, I'm there for you and I'm there because of you. So, that's really important for me, because I'm not just this, set myself up as some smart, super duper being over here who's different than everybody else. I'm you, you're me. And in any form or shape or whatever. We're all the same. So I hope you get that. I might have put that across very well, but I do hope that you get what I'm saying there, darlings. Now, okay, and May Horse, that lovely lady from Cornwall who said about you living in Cornwall as well, and lovely, lovely, lovely. I just, it's lovely. Cornwall's just absolutely fabulous. Thank you, thank you. Now, I am going to do a couple of one-card readings. I'm going to do them early on before I do the talk, because once I get into the reading and the whole thing that I'm going to be bringing to you today, and there's a couple of books with it, and then at the end of it, I'm going to be asking you to give me some feedback each week, and I want you to do that, please. Keep looking at my watch because, you know, I'll run over time. Okay, the reading is for Kim King. Kim, I don't know where you are, darling. I didn't really take a look at that, but Kim King. So I'm going to do a little, I've been shuffling these, so I'm going to do a little reading for you, darling. And let's take, oh, I love it. Okay. Interesting, 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 interesting. Now, we've got the Psychic Artist card, Kim, and we've got the Mask card, and we've got this card here about the 5 senses. Now, what's really, really important here in the reading that's come immediately for me was, you know, not the whole thing around the mask and, you know, that sort of thing, but, you know, the thing that came to me was this card, the Psychic Artist, and what came to me was things going on around you, Kim, about your what's the word they're giving me? Okay, things are going on around you about being creative and co-creative. Okay, co-creative. Interesting. I don't know why it is. I just give it to you as I come, because I have no clue what all this is about. But I'm feeling or getting some shared space. Do you have a shared space, or are you looking to take a shared space with someone, or do something on a shared space thing? Because that's what's coming. I'm getting that for you. And, you know, getting into being innovative and creative, because that's the space you're in right now, and that's a marvelous space to be in, darling. So, you know, what is it that you're looking to do? Do it. Is it? Just do it, love. Do it. Don't mess around over it. You know, just take the bull by the horn, as we say, or, you know, just grab it all and go, yep, I'm going to do this, and do it. Okay, so that's definitely coming in strong. The other thing, that we won't go to the mask area, because, you know, we all wear masks, and we do. I agree with that person. You know, there was somebody who made a comment about, oh, you know, but we all wear masks, and, you know, like it's all, you know, this, you know, enlightened, you know, thing over it. Of course we do. And we all do in our lives every day, in some way, you know, where we're putting on a persona, we're putting on a mask and whatever. My input to that is not that you do or you don't. It's to the degree that you do it, okay? So it's not about whether you do wear a mask or you don't. It's to what degree do you do that? Do you do it to a degree that hurts you or holds you back? You know, I had a lady on there. This is for you, darlings, this other lovely lady. I can't remember your name, I'm sorry, but you made a comment about, and it may have been my lovely lady May Horse in Cornwall, who said, and I may be wrong, but I'm just saying this, I think it was you who said about saying no. No, somebody said that they say no all the time. Well, perhaps it might be time to turn that around, darling, and say yes for change. You know, that can be a mask that we wear that's not to our, not to our betterment. Okay, so I just want to, say that. Now, this five senses card is really important. And why is it important? Because it's what we all use, those of us that have those faculties. Some people, may have lost their taste, or, things go wrong. But if you have all of these, five senses, hearing, sight, smell, taste, then what I'm saying is that we have the ability to transcend that to to other senses that we have in relation to the universe and the way that we live. I won't really go into that today because it's too long, because I've picked out two people to read for, but the main thing is that, and perhaps this is, what do they get? Okay, all right, yes, go back, they're saying. Just say to Kim, Kim, what are you feeling, darling? This is about feeling, all right? So, feeling, what are you feeling? All these senses are great, but what are you feeling? Okay, so that's really, really important for you. And I hope you got the bit about the mask and the psychic artist. I hope it helps. And I love your feedback. Give me your feedback. I'm happy to have that. And now, moving along to you, gorgeous, keep looking at me, watch. Moving along to you, gorgeous Nick at the House of Prayer in Pennsylvania. Thank you, Nick, for your comments. And, oops, yes, okay, Nick. Oh, encoded messages. That's a good one for you. That's popped out. Were there any others that I dropped or anything? I don't think so, but I'm still giving a bit of a shuffle here for you, Nick, because I am going to do a reading for you. You asked me for one card reading, and I heard you. So I'm going to do this quickie reading for you because I do want to cover off. I've got a couple of books that I want to mention today, and I've got some things that I want to mention, and some things I want you to do because I want you to give me, feedback next week. Okay. Oh, God. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Oh, good one. Good one. All right, Nick. Okay. So encoded messages was the one that fell out first. We'll get to that in a minute. This is a goodie. Sacred geometry came out as well. Knowledge came out as well. And then this wonderful card that I love called Healing, which has come out. Now, Nick, what are you doing, Dale? Something's going on around something. What's going on, Nick? Something's going on around something's going on around, well, something is definitely going on around healing. Is this self-healing? Something going on around yourself? You'd like some healing for yourself. You've maybe you've been praying for that, praying for healing for yourself and for others. Well, prayer is very, very effective. We know that. And there's a lot of things being done at the moment around, pardon me, understanding prayer in ways that we haven't understood it before. And you definitely have the knowledge, but you're a knowledge seeker, Nick, and you're searching for more. You're looking for more knowledge. You're looking for, you're definitely a seeker of knowledge, which is why you've set up what you have, your house of prayer. And so you're really into that. You're seeking a deeper knowledge, a deeper understanding of knowledge. And I'm not talking just, knowledge on the surface, you want to be reading something or whatever. This is deep knowingness knowledge, which is why the encoded messages and the sacred geometry card came out, because they're about deep knowingness. They're about connection to our, which we're going to be talking about today. So it's interesting it's come up for you, because there'll be a message in what I'm going to be saying in a little while. There's going to be a message in there for you. They've just told me, so I'd better get on with it or you won't get the message. So encoded messages and sacred geometry is about you drawing from the divine, the divinity. And we'll talk about that in a minute, because often, and understood, and I'm certainly not putting it down, but often we confuse, and it gets all mixed up with religion. And our divinity is not, I'll put these up here. Our divinity is not about religion. I've written myself some notes because there was a whole bunch of stuff around this today, and I'm going to be sharing. I'm going to do a little small reading out of one of my books today for you. I want to do that towards the end, but I want to talk about this whole thing around divinity and our divine nature, and that whole area of our divine nature is our ability to transcend perceived limitations, okay? Our divinity and our divine nature is the power to transcend perceived limitations. What does that mean? Well, it means in today's age, it's all about being able to transcend fear. And there is a war going on. There's a big battle going on between light and dark, and there is. And any of us, all of you gorgeous, lovely, wonderful people that come along each week know this. You know that we are, we're at war with the dark and the lightness of life. And unless we give dark credence and we give it, we give it power, well, then it isn't there. But this is an age-old thing. This is a very ancient thing that's been going on and is going on, and it's become very apparent. We're right in the middle of it. That's what I want to tell you. Not to be doom and gloom about it, but we're right in the middle of this war that's going on, and this is about light and dark, and it's about what's going on in the world and what's going on with technology and biology and the battle for our thoughts, and what we should and shouldn't do, and all the stuff that's being fed to us, and we're all aware of that. We know it, and so I'm not looking to have some deep and meaningful conversation with you about that, or loads and loads of comments about it, but I am going to give you something I do want you to give me feedback on, which I'm hoping will be the lighter side of this and keep us on the right side of the track of it. What is the right side of the track, you're probably saying? You're probably thinking, well, get on with it. What's the right side of the track with it? I'm talking about the things that come through you, okay? I'm talking about where you're at, pardon me, how are you living? Who are you being? Okay, this whole area about who you're being is very, very important. It's about who are you being? Are you having conversations around you, about kindness and helping one another? And do you realise that all this media and all this stuff and all the things that are being said and all this nonsense that goes on is, to erode our humanness, to erode who we really are, and because only through our divine selves, without all the interference from microchip things under our skin, wanting to interfere with the brain, and I think it's the same old, darlings. Some of this has things that could be really, really good for humanity, but a lot of it is about, control, and it's about taking away from us our ability to operate through our divine nature and and our own divinity, and to be creative and expressive, and you know, to be able to have conversations with one another that are, you know, not divided conversations. So this whole thing about what's going on in the world right now and all this dividedness that's being, you know, heaped on us and pushed on us is, you know, stuff that's all this light and dark, and it's all, you know, coming through. It's not good. It's not good stuff. And, you know, the thing is that, you know, I just want to say to you, because it's terribly, terribly important, that, you know, each and every one of us know we're not flawed, we're not broken, we don't need fixing. And, you know, if we listen to a lot of this junk and rubbish and crap that they feed us, you know, we'd all think that you know, we were born flawed. It's just simply not true. We're not. That's rubbish. It's crap. We're not born flawed. Pardon me. We have emotions, empathy. You know, we get sickness, we have illness, we die. All those things are part of who we are, and all perfectly normal, if there's such a thing as normal. But all those things are perfectly who we are. We don't have to fix them. We don't have to change them. We don't have to insert a tag under our skin, or, you know, a microchip in our head, or you know, screw up our biology with technology. We don't have to get into all that crap. If we get into that, we're goners and we're done for. And I just want you to know I have a very, very strong feeling about all this, as you probably are realising as I'm talking. And I think it's very, very, very important right now. And in fact, it's not important, it's imperative right now that, you know, we just forget the distractions, because the distractions are all the dark stuff. You know, the distractions are meant to take us away from who we are, our divineness, our divinity, our unbelievable, pardon me, we're unlimited, our unbelievable possibilities, and and, you know, to take away, you know, because our divinity is the vehicle, you know, it's the vehicle for experience, and for us to be, you know, powerful and precious, and we are. And if we let all this other stuff come in before we know it, and we will have lost it before we realise we have, darlings. And I don't want us to go down that track. I think that we're on the cusp of all this. It can be very dark, and it can be very bloody scary. But I don't want us to get into that. I want us to get into who are we being. Now, I want to give you a couple of books. This little book here, I suppose you can still get it online. This man is called Danny Inney, and he teaches, you know, online marketing, and, you know, getting your online business going and all that sort of thing. I'm not plugging in for that. I'm plugging it because this heading, Teach Your Gift, is really important. And there's people today watching the show that this is going to really resonate with, teaching your gift, and how learning about technology in a positive way. I'm talking about taking that, you know, that technology stuff, and using it for, you know, your divine self, using it for your powerfulness, using it to put your message into the world, and your experience, and your humanity, and your divineness. And this is really, really important, darlings. This is great stuff. Now, the other little book, I've had this little book for years. One day I'll tell you a wonderful story around it. It was written by Neil Donald Walsh. It's a bit hard to get. You might be able to get hold of it. If you can get it, it's a great little book. It's small, not a lot to read, and it's called Bringers of the Light. And it's all about learning about beingness and who you're being versus what are you doing and what are you having. You know, that we've got it all screwed up. We've got it round the other way. If I do this, I'll have this, and then I'll be happy, or I'll be, you know, whatever. Wrong. It's not like that. It's the other way round. It's about choosing who you're being. You know, like the story I gave you about the man who wanted to do healing, and he learnt the long, hard lesson about being healing, not doing healing, being healing. Now, in the back of the book here, I've taken the card out because I marked it and I wanted to read it to you. And I am going to read it to you because it's wonderful. And this was Neale Donald Walsh's little book, Bringers of the Light. And this is how he explains it. He says, because he gave some stories in this about the man and the man about healing and that. He said, still you may say the example was fictional. Does it really work this way? Can you really be who you are and out of that make a life rather than a living? I can only tell you this. There once was a man who wanted deeply to experience the part of himself called wisdom and clarity. It was an audacious desire, sweeping in its scope, almost blasphemous in its implications, yet this is what he saw in himself. This is the part of God he saw within, and this is what he wished now to experience. He looked and looked everywhere, yet he could not find a position, vice president in charge of wisdom and clarity. He thought of creating his own firm, but no one was buying the concept. So he stopped trying to force his inner beingness into an outer doingness. He simply decided to just be that, no matter what he was doing. To make money, he got into marketing and advertising. He did some writing. He became a radio talk show host. Then one day, something unusual happened. He had a very interesting conversation with God. And this is Neale Donald Walsh, the author of Conversations with God. Fabulous, fabulous little book. Wonderful, wonderful. I'm not sure whether you can still get it. I've had it forever. And I pick it up constantly and read it. Now, here we are, darlings. My question to you today, my question, and I want you to make it in the comments this week. I want you to tell me who you've been. And it can be something simple like understanding and joyful. It could be something like clarity and wisdom. It could be open and allowing. It could be just one word, tolerant. But remember that this whole idea of being is that you are bringing the light. The dark and light we talked about. This is the way to transcend the dark and the light. The way to transcend it is to step out of our fear, is to be, to express who we truly are and be the best version of ourselves. That's how we transcend the darkness. We don't transcend it by trying to find ways to fight it, to grizzle and moan about, the wars that are going on in the world and all the atrocities. And it's not that we don't care, and it's not that we don't think about it, and it's not that we don't want the change. But the change has to be us. It has to come from us. It's not going to come externally. It's going to come from us internally, with the conversations that we have, with the kindness that we show, with the things that we do to help others, with the community of people that we build around us. It's going to come with all those things. We have to. It's It's beyond important. It's imperative that we express who we truly are, and for us to be the best version of ourselves. I want you to be the best version of yourselves. I never have enough time. If I talked on for hours, I'd probably finish up boring you all to bloody tears. But, I so enjoy being here with you every week. I so enjoy being able to share what comes, what they bring for me. And this has been burbling for a while, burble away at me. And I've been thinking about how to present it and in what way would I say it. And I want you to know that it's so incredibly important that you be the best version of you. Don't give it away. Don't be influenced. Don't don't get into giving up on things and allowing all that's being said and everything as being, the truth in everything. I'm not saying some of it isn't truthful, and there's good in a lot of it, the same as there's not good in it as well. But look, that's all fairly deep and meaningful discussions, isn't it? I want to be the bringer of the light. I want to bring to you, I want to shine a light on your potential, on you being amazing and wonderful and the spectacular people and person that you are. I want to encourage that in you, and I'll do my damnedest every week, to bring that out, and if necessary, give you a bit of a foot up the bum, to do it. And we all need that from time to time too, darlings. We really do. Okay, so that's it from me. A little bit of shameless self-promotion. Click on the link below and subscribe, because we need you subscribing. So if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. Doesn't cost you anything. It's free. Just hit the button. And I am announcing it'll be ready. I'm not sure. I haven't got the information for me to bring it out. But next week I'll definitely be able to say to you, and keep an eye on some social media and stuff like that. But my book, the book of the Soul Wisdom book with the Oracle cards and that in it, will be up on Kindle and is ready to come out. So that'll be available for you to, if you want to, that's available for you to purchase. And keep watching, subscribe, and let me know. I want your comments. I want to know. I don't want you to tell me about how horrible the world is. I don't want you to give me all the bad news. You know I don't want that. But what I do want you to do is I want you to tell me who you've been, because it is very, very important for you to voice that. Nick, there's a message in there for you somewhere, darling. Something I said is going to highly resonate with you. Comments, please. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next week. Thank you for joining me, and of course I'll be looking for all your comments. Love, love. You make my heart sing, each and every one of you. I so love you. I so love you. So next week on Wednesdays with Wallis, Psychic Medium. See you, darlings, and enjoy your week, won't you? Bye for now.